At South by Southwest, Neil Young proposed the fact that you can have a media player and have it with high quality, and that's what Pono is. We're going to talk about that next. All right, we're here with Padram with Pono Player, and for those of my audience that doesn't know what it is, why don't you tell them what Pono is?
Yes, Pono is Neil Young's vision. Ever since compressed digital music became popular, music quality took a big hit because 90+% of the original recording is thrown away in order for the file size to get that small. And Neil has been fighting the tide ever since then, and finally he decided to do something about it himself. So what Pono is an end-to-end ecosystem, high-resolution music ecosystem, where it includes a player, although you don't have to have the player to purchase music from Pono Music Store. It includes a music store with high-resolution music, starting from CD lossless quality all the way up to 192.24. We have basically the most comprehensive catalog of music, over 2 million tracks currently from the big 3 labels, Warner, Sony, and Universal. And we are ingesting independent music as well. And what Pono is reintroduction of the public to the notion of how music can feel, as opposed to how it sounds. It really, that connection with the original recording, feeling like you were in the studio, listening to the recording and you pinpointing the instruments and the band and closing your eyes and feeling completely experiencing viscerally the music instead of listening to music.
The biggest thing is, a lot of people will say, yeah, but I got my iPhone, I got my Android phone, why do I need to get a player, another player besides that?
If you care about music quality, and if you care about feeling your music as opposed to just listening to music, and if you think music is not just background music, then you want to have a listen. There's a lot of people who might be perfectly happy looking at Xerox copies of the Mona Lisa, but it will never replace you walking into the Louvre and looking at it face to face and feeling the art firsthand.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the Pono Player because it does have some really cool features to it.
Pono ships with 128 gigs of storage, 64 gigs on board, 64 gigs in a swappable micro SD card. You can swap out micro SD cards. It can take as large as 128 gig micro SD cards. It has 2 output jacks, one for headphone listening where you kind of do the volume control. There's a line out if you want to plug it into your home audio system. If you have a high-end pair of headphones, audiophile grade, fully balanced headphones, or if you have a audiophile grade home audio system, balanced home audio system, then you can use both jacks as fully balanced output, left and right, segregated. You get double amplifiers, which means you get four times the power. What Pono is designed to do is one thing and one thing only, is to reproduce the original analog sound as flawlessly and as warmly and as naturally as possible. Charlie Hansen, who's the designer of Pono circuitry, has been designing high-end home audio systems for the better part of 20 years. He is on record saying that the $400, $399 Pono Player sounds about 80 or 90% as good as his $27,000 integrated preamplifier. So what this is about is making it possible for people who wouldn't be able to afford Charlie's systems to be able to listen to that kind of music and to be able to enjoy high-res music. And it's an end-to-end ecosystem. We're trying to make it so that you don't have to have a PhD in audio engineering to be able to listen to high-res music. We've simplified the world. Our music store only has one format and one resolution, the highest available, best available for any album. So you purchase it, you download it, you load it to your music. If you happen to have a Pono Player, if you don't, if you have other players that you want to use, by all means. Well, Pono songs it's an open format, it's FLAC, so there's nothing proprietary about it. Okay. So anything you purchase from our store, you can play on other players. We think that it sounds the best on our player, but if you have got players that you're happy with, we're more than happy to purchase music on our store.
There's also, what's the interface that you have on the Pono Player? Is it your own or is it an Android-based or what?
It's an Android-based interface, but it's been customized heavily.
I saw the artwork on there, and even though it's not actual artwork like album cover artwork, it's still bringing back the feel of artwork.
The feel of albums. So one of the things that Neil is really the creative designer behind Pono. So one interesting thing about this is that if you go and try to play an album on Pono, in the album view, there is no shuffle feature in the album view. Okay. Because Neil believes that if you do album listening, you got to listen to it one track at a time and listen to the whole album. Okay. So he wants to bring back album listening. Now, if you go and make a playlist, you can shuffle your playlist. But for album listening, he doesn't want any shuffle because an album tells you a story. It used to be that an album had, when you had LPs, there was two sides, side A, side B. The artist would introduce you to their story and then kind of wrap it up on side B, and you would go through a full story with them. Neil wants to bring that listening experience back with Pono in the digital realm.
Awesome. So is Pono available now?
Pono is available for pre-orders on our store. There's also a number of retailers that already have it that you can go, and you can go to our store and see the list of retailers that have it in their stores already where you can go purchase it. 40 Fry's electronics stores will have it in the next week to 10 days. So you can go to Fry's and try to purchase it. Or you can pre-orders on our store. Our pre-orders on our store will start shipping early February, and then we're going to start shipping to order by about late February.
And what's the price point on them?
$399.
Is it only one model? Do you have multiple models?
It's one model, a couple of colors. There's black and a yellow.
Cool. Where do people go for more information?
PonoMusic.com.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Petron.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that is the Pono Player. Check it all out. Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. We got a whole bunch more CES action. Go over to geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine, or facebook.com/Geekazine.